Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the NanoBits podcast. My name is Ben Edelman, and I'm here with my friend and co-host, Ethan Silver. Ethan?
Hey, so the Pro Bowl rosters have just been announced, and Ben and I both agreed we have a lot to say.
I think NFL fans, as a majority, have a lot to say about these Pro Bowls. Definitely a lot of snubs. I mean, it's kind of like this every year. So this year's not, I wouldn't say it's too extreme amount of too extreme amount of snubs, but I do think there's a lot, and we're going to be going over that as well as just giving our overall thoughts on the Pro Bowl. So, I mean, any opening thoughts about just like the overall players selected, Ethan?
Well, I definitely think that this Pro Bowl is not as, I don't know how to word this. I feel like it's not as snub filled as last year.
Yeah, last year was really bad.
But that does not mean that there is nothing to talk about.
You know, something I noticed was there was a decent amount of rookies selected to the Pro Bowl.
Yeah, just to name a few, I saw Kyle Pitts got selected.
Yeah, I'm not too happy. That's gonna lead us into our first snub. Actually, Dallas Goddard, I think, should have made it over him.
Ooh, why?
Really? Look at the stats. Dallas Goddard. I actually went to the. We're gonna be talking about this more about at the Eagles game, but I actually went to the Eagles game last week. He dropped 140 yards. He's been pretty good the entire year, especially the past 2 weeks. He's had an overall good season. Definitely a great replacement for Zach Ertz, and I think he deserved it over Kyle Pitts personally. I mean, Kyle Pitts hasn't been bad, but Dallas Goddard has 731 yards and 4 touchdowns this year with not the greatest quarterback play.
Hold on. I'd actually like to pull these up right next to each other. Goddard and Pitts.
I mean, Pitts may be a slightly better blocker, but I'd say Goddard's not a bad blocker. I don't even think the Pro Bowl people take that into account, though, honestly.
Yeah.
I'm being for real. I don't think they take that into account. I think they do.
731, 4 touchdowns compared to the. Wow, Kyle Pitts had 1 touchdown this year?
Yeah, so Pitts actually has a lot more yards than I thought, actually. I did not know he had that many yards.
Mm-hmm.
But he only had 1 touchdown.
Yeah, he's been the receiver for the Falcons
but 2 teams of very bad receiver play this year. So 2 players that have had to step up.
Yeah. Atlanta basically said, hey, we're going to just make our tight end our best receiver. I mean, that's not true when they drafted him because they didn't know Calvin Ridley was going to have his issues.
Yeah.
But Dallas Goddard kind of came into the season with not as high as expectations as you would think because of Zach Ertz. But then again, another player where their team has to just say, hey, we're just going to rock with this guy as our best receiver, and these are both tight ends. But I actually think that Kyle Pitts is probably the best option.
I disagree, but that's definitely not like the most like extreme snub.
But if you do want to get to the popularity contest that is the Pro Bowl, let me just say Harrison Smith is a great place to start.
Yeah.
I know this is a weird one to start with for me, but I really think that this is super undeserving.
Who would you say deserved it over him?
See, that's also a good question because if I'm going to put a bunch of other safeties in here, they're going to mostly be AFC.
Yeah, I don't know who I would really replace with him if I'm being
honestly. There's been a lot of there have been a couple of safeties this year who have been better than him.
In the NFC though?
Yeah, I would still even say yes, NFC.
I mean, would you really
I would say well, okay. Hold on one second. Let me pull the roster back up. Okay. So all the safeties who made the Pro Bowl for the NFC are Quandre Diggs, Budda Baker, and Harrison Smith.
Yeah, I think the 3 of them definitely deserve it. I mean, the only one that's arguable is, I'd say, Harrison Smith.
And it's kind of tough. Who would you put over Harrison Smith? But I think, and this, yeah, I'm a Giants fan, so whatever. But I think Xavier McKinney was better than Harrison Smith this year. And I think you could probably make an argument for, oh geez, what's his name? Yeah, the safety, Darnell Savage.
I haven't watched much of him this year, but I'll take your word for it.
Or sorry, not Darnell Savage. Who's the other Packers safety?
Oh, Adrian Amos. Yeah.
Amos.
Definitely. Yeah. You're
Adrian
right about
Amos
that. I would put Adrian in over him.
Adrian Amos has been good this year. The name, sorry about that. I just couldn't get it.
Yeah. Corners look good in my opinion. NFC. Check out AFC.
Where are the corners here? Oh yeah, Trevon Diggs comes off of a crazy.
It's funny to see James Conner make the Pro Bowl.
Oh yeah, that's another one. I mean, I think he probably should have, even though
he probably should have. I mean, who are you going to really put in front of him? I mean, Saquon hasn't been good this year. McCaffrey's been hurt. I mean, who are you gonna put?
Yeah,
Zeke.
Yeah, I agree.
That's the only guy I could maybe see, but even then, not really. Look how stacked the receiving room on the NFC is. Cooper Kupp, Devontae Adams, Justin Jefferson, Deebo Samuel.
Yeah, no. I mean, I know he was injured. It just feels weird not seeing DeAndre Hopkins up there.
Yeah, you could argue that this year, those have been the four best receivers all in the NFC.
I agree. I mean, the AFC still has a really strong receiver.
Yeah, Tyreek Hill, Jamar Chase, Stephon Diggs, and Keenan Allen. And going back to what we were saying before, another rookie that was on the Pro Bowl, along with tackle Rashawn Slater, who's starting in the Pro Bowl. Actually, no, Jamar Chase is starting as well. Rashawn Slater, I'm so upset the Panthers didn't draft him. I wanted him on draft day. We want J.C. Horn, which is not by any means been a bad pick. He's a great player. But I just think that what?
Sorry. Go ahead.
I just think that tackle overall is a bigger need, and not even just a bigger need, just more valuable in for the first round. And Rashawn Slater, he looked amazing in college. I mean, you could argue that coming out of college, he was better than Panay.
Yeah, he's definitely more NFL ready.
But both of them have really stepped up this year. Both of them have been. Panay had a kind of a rough start, but he's really turned it around. Since the first 5 weeks, he's been one of the best tackles in the league. He's been really good.
And that's what we kind of expected. I mean, maybe people who don't know football as well, but we definitely, a lot of people expected that Penei Sewell wasn't going to be good in the beginning. And it was true. And it's kind of something you had to deal with. It wasn't a surprise. But what is surprising is if you go look at the tight ends for the Pro Bowl on the AFC, it's Mark Andrews, Travis Kelce.
Yeah. Definitely. Mark Andrews has been so good this year.
If I give you Travis Kelce and Mark Andrews, who do you think is starting? Travis Kelce.
You think Travis Kelce, yeah.
Mark Andrews is, even though, Pro Bowl, they split starts, whatever. But Mark Andrews is probably just because of what we're seeing in the Pro Bowl voting here, he's probably going to be first team All-Pro then.
Yeah.
They're probably going to give it to him. So, congratulations to Mark Andrews. I mean, personally, I know he's been great this year. Mark Andrews has been a really good player, especially another tight end that has to step up in the receiver one role. And that's kind of the edge I would say he has over Kelce because you don't see any Ravens receivers making the Pro Bowl, but Tyreek Hill's right up there. So, a lot of that, but also Mark Andrews has just been a really good player this year.
Yeah, and also you see Deion Dawkins for the Bills. He's really stepped up this year.
Yeah, Bills' O-line in general has stepped up this year.
Yeah, I mean, they weren't that – the team overall is kind of slumped, but the offensive line has really improved. I can't even put my finger really on what the problem with that team is.
I mean, it's a good point.
Because they've improved overall. When you look at the stats, they've improved, but the wins have not improved. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yes, I do. But yeah.
And Ethan, going back to our snubs, I think that there's two snubs that really stand out to everyone. First, AJ Terrell on the Falcons.
Yeah, I agree. Falcons.
That was my opinion. The biggest. You know me, the Falcons are one of my least favorite teams in the league, but I can't deny the talent of AJ Terrell, who's been arguably one of the best corners in the league this year. He's been outstanding.
I mean, this year, just because of what that team is, you could say he's probably the best player for the Falcons.
Yeah, probably. I would say, yeah, definitely. I think that he probably should be there over Lattimore.
Yeah, probably. That's a big popularity thing because Marshawn Lattimore is a very popular.
And then going into the AFC, I have a couple hot takes about this one. First of all, I love to see Kenny Moore getting the recognition. I think he's one of the more underrated corners in the league. The best slot corner in the league, easily.
Yeah.
And then Denzel Ward, I actually think he's not the best corner on this team.
You think it's the rookie?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think Newsom's better than him, honestly. Newsom have you watched Newsom this year?
No. I mean,
he's been really good from what I've seen. Maybe the stats don't show it, but he's been probably the best rookie corner. I mean, Asante Samuel's up there too, but I would say he's been better than Asante Samuel.
Yeah, maybe. But a couple things I'd like to just say. I think Cameron Hayward, even though he made the Pro Bowl, I think he is probably better this year than Chris Jones also. Yeah. So I think he should take the start. And then something Ben and I both have talked about already before the podcast. We couldn't wait. When these came out, we were pretty upset that Micah Hyde didn't make the Pro Bowl, but Tyrann Mathieu did.
Yeah, both of the Bills safeties.
Yeah, I mean, even Jordan Poyer.
I think they both should have made it, honestly. That's the thing about the Bills, though. Like, they have so many. I don't understand.
They only do one free safety, and I definitely think Kevin Byard deserves it.
Why do they only do that? He deserves it, but why do they only do one free safety?
I never understand. I'm really not sure, actually.
That doesn't make a lot of sense to me. Xavier Howard, probably my opinion, the second best corner in the league, deserves the Pro Bowl. Who else? Denzel Perryman's an interesting selection. I haven't really watched much of him this year, so I don't really know what to think about that.
Who do you think the most deserving Pro Bowler is this year? Because there's a lot about Jonathan Taylor, Cooper Kupp. Who do you think it is?
I gotta go with Cooper Kupp.
Yeah,
I gotta go with Cooper Kupp. I mean, I don't think people are giving him enough credit. I think a lot of people are attributing his success to the extra game, but he would have like 1,800 yards even without the extra game, like on pace for.
Yeah.
So I definitely think that people are taking that. We've expressed our opinions on the extra game. I actually read today he's on pace to break Calvin Johnson's record.
Wow.
Which I don't know how I feel about that.
Yeah, I don't like Cooper Kupp breaking that record.
I don't like anyone breaking that record because they didn't really break the record.
Yeah, that's true. My most deserving player though is probably Mr. Justin Tucker.
Oh yeah.
Justin Tucker did it again.
He did it
He's
again.
done it again. He's compiled a season. I mean, the season's not over, but he has compiled a season where he's just again. Is
it safe to say that he's the best kicker of all time?
I thought he's been the best kicker of all time since a couple of years ago.
I mean, it's him and Vinatieri basically. Who would you say is better of all time?
Well, I would say Justin Tucker's much more talented than Adam Vinatieri.
Yeah, for sure.
I think he's the most talented kicker of all time. It's not a question. But he is, and this is like a curse to say this, but he is just automatic. He's automatic.
He's gonna lose the game this week.
No, yeah, I know, but good. I don't even like the Ravens that much.
Also, Giants did not have any Pro Bowlers. The Panthers had one. Brian Burns, my second favorite player. How do you feel about that? Who do you think should have made it on the Giants?
Graham Gano was snubbed. I mean, what do you want me to say? What do you really want me to say? This Giants team has just a lot of work to do.
Yeah, I mean, for the Panthers, there's only pretty much one guy that I think should have made it, and that would be Hassan Reddick. I think he definitely deserved it over Chandler Jones and maybe even Shaquille Barrett. I mean, if you look at the stats, he has much better stats, and if you watch the games, he has a bigger impact.
I like how you didn't touch on saying that he should have been there instead of Robert Quinn, though.
Oh, it's not true. I'm not going to say it if it's not true. Robert Quinn's been one of the best linebackers in the league this year.
It is unbelievable.
And we have not even like talked about that. That's just like gone under the radar of everyone.
It is unbelievable that Robert Quinn is second in sacks and no one talks about it.
Also, someone I'd want to talk about is Trey Hendrickson. I think no one really gave him credit last year. They're like, oh, it's just because he's playing with Cam Jordan. He's proved that he's an elite rusher.
Yeah, he's
really proved that he is the real deal. It was not a fluke season. The Bengals made a nice acquisition. It was a risky acquisition, but it worked in their favor. So congratulations to them.
Yeah,
he's still been outstanding. It seems that it was not a product of the system. He's just a good player.
Yeah, Trey Hendrickson clearly has proven himself enough to be a 2-time Pro Bowler now.
Yeah.
Yeah. So.
Micah Parsons, another rookie.
I really have to say about the Pro Bowl.
Oh, there's one more thing I would like to say. Why did Bobby Wagner make it over Roquan Smith?
I don't. Oh, geez. Yeah. I mean,
that was actually one of my biggest snubs.
Oh yeah, Roquan Smith is.
You guys know how I feel about Roquan Smith. If you've seen our video where we ranked every position going into the year, I actually have Roquan Smith at number 2 among all inside linebackers. I say he could be number 1 now.
I mean, yeah, unless you count who's on the big come up, Micah Parsons, unless you count him as an interior.
I don't count him as an interior linebacker.
Because the Pro Bowl did.
The Pro Bowl did. I don't care. Somehow the Pro Bowl confuses their own like sports terminology. Micah Parsons is not an inside linebacker.
Probably not.
I mean, he could play inside linebacker, sure, but like
he just hasn't been used.
Yeah, or you could just put like whatever they do for like Cordell Patterson, halfback / wide receiver. You could do that for him because he does play both. But Roquan, he is a dream player. He is a dream play. He's a dream to have on your team. Roquan Smith. He's just such a good player.
He's a good athlete. He's a good athlete, good in coverage, good stopping the run, good tackle. He could do everything. He really can do everything.
He's just all around a good player. He doesn't really have a weakness in his game.
Yeah, no.
He'll get you sacks. He'll get you interceptions. He'll get a monster amount of tackles.
But another thing is that about a player that goes overlooked, he's never too slow and he's never too weak.
Yeah, and really,
he's just a great athlete in that.
His pass coverage is really good too. I mean, his pass coverage is worse than last year. He's allowing a 76.3 QB rating when thrown to, compared to last year where it was a 59.6, which is absolutely insane for a linebacker. I don't think that's talked about enough.
I mean, you think about the amount of times the quarterback checks down on like a linebacker a game, and the fact that he is allowing such low passer ratings just shows.
Like 76 is still low, but when I saw last year that 59.6 number, I almost thought that was like fake. That's like insane for a linebacker.
Yeah.
But yeah, Roquan Smith, I think that's definitely a good note to leave off him. That's, in my opinion, my biggest snub. Is that your biggest snub as well?
Probably, yes. But even if not Roquan Smith, I don't think Bobby Wagner should be there.
Yeah, I agree.
I think that
it seems like we talk about this every year.
I feel like his last 3 Pro Bowls, yeah. Like I was about to say, I feel like his last 3 Pro Bowls have been he's been like the poster boy for the Pro Bowl being looked upon as like bad.
Yeah, true.
He's making it every year because he has a big name and he's just like these past couple of years.
Yeah, so I think that wraps up our Pro Bowl predictions. If you are not predictions, like discussion. But if you have anything else to say about the Pro Bowl, hit us up on Instagram. But now we're going to be moving into our second section, our game picks, starting with an amazing game that's actually happening in 20 minutes. The 49ers versus the Titans.
Yeah. This game, I do not want to predict because I don't know about either of these teams ever. Because Titans could go out and lose to a bad team, beat the best team. 49ers can do the same. 49ers can win by a lot, lose by a lot, win by a little. These teams are kind of toss-ups for me. But I'm going to actually let you pick first.
I think the 49ers are going to win this game.
I know you like the 49ers a lot.
Yeah. I just like George Kittle.
I mean, yeah, honestly, I'm not sure who I'm going to pick, but coming off of a loss to the Steelers like that, and of course, being very inconsistent, and then, 49ers coming off of a win, even though it was the Falcons, so I don't know if you count that. Oh, Falcons game this week, by the way, is something to look forward to.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah, but 49ers.
Oh, there's a lot of bad games this week. This is fun.
It's one of those weeks. Yeah.
No, but there's good games too.
There's good games too, yeah.
49ers, Titans. I'll probably also go with the 49ers.
Interesting. They're actually the underdog, so we're both taking the underdog in this game. Next up, probably the best game of the week, Browns Packers.
Yeah, Merry Christmas, by the way.
Oh, never mind. It's not the best game of the week, but we'll leave that for a little later.
Yeah, the best game of the week is clear.
Oh yeah, and this game's on Christmas.
Yeah, Merry Christmas.
I love that the NFL is doing that. Yeah. It was such a success last year. If you remember, Alvin Kamara scored 6 touchdowns and ruined a lot of people's days for fantasy football.
Oh, that's this week? Oh yeah, I guess week 16. Jeez.
Yeah, the time flies. I remember when that happened last year.
Yeah, that's really crazy.
But this game, I'm going with Green Bay. Not much of a question to me.
Yeah, this is Browns, Packers, and I'm pretty much Packers.
But at this point, if you look at the standings, this is a must-win game for the Browns.
If the Browns want to look at the playoffs, yes, of course.
The Browns are currently sitting at the last in their division. Dead last.
Yeah.
They're not even tied with anyone. They're just last.
Yeah, Browns have just not been.
Even if they win out, they might not make the playoffs. That's how good, because their division is just so good.
What are they? 7-7 or something like that?
Yeah, 7-7. Steelers are 7-6-1. Ravens are 8-6. Bengals are 8-6. So very close, but they have to win this.
Who would have thought that a game between the Steelers and the Lions would be keeping the Steelers from last in the division?
Yep.
But yeah, Browns, 10-7 still isn't a great record to make the playoffs in.
That's what I'm saying, especially in the AFC, which is one of the most competitive conferences I've seen in a while. You look at the comparisons between the AFC and the NFC, it's just insane. Like, a team with a losing record is probably going to make the playoffs in the NFC.
I'm going to take the Packers here. A team that definitely.
Yeah, I'm taking the Packers as well. But as I was saying, like, a team that has a negative record, like 8-9, very well might make the playoffs in the NFC. Whereas in the AFC, there could be multiple teams that are 10-7 not making playoffs, just like what happened to the Dolphins last year.
Yeah, I was just about to say Dolphins went 10-6, and then the Redskins had a losing record. Sorry, the football team had a losing record, and they still made the playoffs. So
yeah, that could happen to the Dolphins again this year.
So far, we're both 49ers, both Packers. So
yeah.
Next,
the Colts game. I was going to get it last week.
Who am I picking here?
I actually did get it right last week.
Yeah, you did. You did. I was actually
I picked the Colts in that game.
I was thinking about that when I saw them win. I was like, oh, Ben was right. the curse. What happened to that?
This is going to be a great Christmas game. MVP candidate Jonathan Taylor versus, in my opinion, MVP candidate Kyler Murray. Should be a great game.
It's crazy how much your opinion has changed on Kyler Murray throughout the year.
It hasn't changed. No, I still think he's going to get exposed in the playoffs. But I respect how could you not respect him with what he's doing?
Yeah.
That's how I think about it.
Of course, as a 5'8" man myself, it just means a lot.
Wow, really inspiring words, Ethan.
Yeah. But football wise, I'm actually gonna go out and do something crazy, and I'm gonna pick the Colts or Ben.
And I don't think that's crazy. I'm taking the Cardinals, but I wouldn't say that's crazy.
Perfect. I'm glad. I think this is the first game of the year since we realized the Colts curse was a thing. No. There's been games where I picked first still, and you picked.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because usually I just pick what you don't pick, but we got Colts over the Cardinals for me, and Cardinals over the Colts first split of the day. The
There's 2 games like this week. There's 3 games like. Oh wait, no, never mind. There's 2 games like this week.
Well, this one is fun.
Technically, this isn't a toilet bowl though. The Falcons are still in playoff contention.
Oh yeah, I was just about to say this makes me so happy because I think the Falcons will win this game. So I'm picking the Falcons, and
I'm picking the Falcons too.
And it's gonna make their playoffs look better, like their chances. And if they, oh my gosh, if they can blow the lead as they always do, and win this game and lose out and not make the playoffs, then it's just gonna be hilarious because they ruin their draft stock. And then even if they do make the playoffs, still hilarious because they're not making it past the first round.
They won't make the playoffs. I would be very shocked if they made the playoffs. They have 8 losses.
Yeah, I know.
And I mean, let's take a look. Obviously, this is maybe not an easy game after that momentum.
No, I definitely don't think so. I think that the Lions could definitely win, but I think the Falcons are going to win.
And I mean, when we were talking about the Cardinals just now, we didn't even talk about what happened last week.
Huh? No, nothing. Nothing that important happened.
Yeah, I can't think of anything important for the Cardinals that happened last week.
You think if this these are the 2. I would say it's pretty safe to say, besides the Browns, the Cardinals and the Lions are the 2 worst teams in NFL history. Lions might be worse than the Browns historically, but I don't know.
Yeah, true.
And to go and see one of those teams that finally got their team set straight, like the Cardinals, and look at a team that's still a mess after 100 years at this point. I don't even know.
They are the oldest team, yeah.
Yeah. No. I'm talking about the Lions.
Oh. Yeah, I know.
To look at a team, yeah, the oldest team is the Cardinals.
Yeah, actually. I thought you were talking about the Cardinals.
Yeah. But to look at a mess like the Lions like that and watch them beat a team that everybody thought they finally had together is just ridiculous. I mean, Panthers did it to them, but Panthers aren't nearly as bad as the Lions.
Yeah, I mean, the Panthers are bad, but they're not Lions bad.
Yeah, I mean, it's actually crazy because Falcons aren't coming off of a win this week, which isn't crazy, but the Lions are coming off of a win, so that could change something up.
Yeah.
That could change my opinion.
All that aside, I'm still going with the Falcons.
Yeah, that could really change my opinion. Anyways, I'm going to take the Falcons for this one.
Yeah. Yeah, we're both going Falcons. This could be a nice game. Rams-Vikings.
I feel like this could be a nice game, but I feel like there's only one outcome that I see happening.
Yeah, the Rams are taking this one.
I love the Rams so much. I've been talking about it on the podcast since the beginning of the year. I think that they're the Super Bowl.
This is such a huge game for the Vikings too. They need to win this, and hopefully after they lose this, their coach will be fired. He should have been for the past 3 years at least.
I mean, this is also a big game for the Rams because Cardinals could lose this week.
Yeah.
That could just make things a lot better for the Rams.
That's true.
Also, Cooper Kupp prediction for yards here because the Vikings secondary.
Yeah, he's gonna go for 200.
He could very well. Oh, toilet bowl.
Oh, toilet bowl. Jaguars Jets, the second of the week.
Yeah, Jaguars and the Jets. This is the first and the second pick versus each other. Well.
Yeah.
Who really knows how that's gonna go down? Because thinking about it, there's a chance there's a very high chance that at least one of these quarterbacks goes down as a nobody.
Yeah.
Because right now, just you throw a young quarterback into the Jets system, it just doesn't work.
True.
And any Jets, I think the Jets are just cursed at this point. They haven't had a good quarterback or a really good quarterback since 1969.
Yeah, and he wasn't even that good.
Yeah, I mean, he wasn't that good, but for what he needed to do, he got it done.
Yeah.
But Mark Sanchez is really the best quarterback they've had in a while, which is weird to say.
Oh my God, that's true.
That's really the best quarterback.
I mean, he did beat Manning and Brady in the same postseason. That will never be forgotten.
Yeah, he also butt fumbled. That'll also never be forgotten.
He's definitely going to go down as one of the most interesting legacies by a quarterback, along with like
Yeah.
Ryan Fitzpatrick.
He reminds me of like the Jets' Joe Flacco.
Yeah.
Just like postseason started picking things up. Just weird player.
And then Mike White with a random like 400-yard week.
Yeah, but this is interesting. Who are you going to go with?
I'm going with Jacksonville.
I'm going with the Jets. This one.
All right, this could go either way, but all I'm saying is I will definitely not be watching it.
Sorry, at 1:00 on a Sunday, and you're telling me you're giving me the options of the other games going on, all these good divisional games. No way I'm watching the Jaguars Jets.
Yeah. You'll probably be watching this next game we have.
This next game is the Giants and the Eagles.
So as I was saying earlier, I went to Eagles versus Washington this week in Philly. Definitely an interesting atmosphere. I'm not going to necessarily say good or bad, just interesting. But a couple takeaways that I have from that are Dallas Goddard really is like a top 5 tight end. He's really good. I've been saying this guy. I've been a fan of him before. He's on my fantasy team, so I like him. Miles Sanders was really good. He had like 140 yards and like 16 carries. Like he had like 7 or 8 yards per carry, which is insane. Mm-hmm. Washington really looked bad, but I mean, they were starting Garrett Gilbert, so I'm not giving them too much flack for that.
Also,
but the Eagles are now playoff contenders with that win. They're 7-7. I think they're currently in line for a playoff spot. If not, they're tied for one.
I think that the powerhouse that is the New York Giants are just going to be able to shut down the Eagles this week. Giants coming off of their Super Bowl win
10 years ago.
I could only dream, right? I want to take the Giants though.
Okay. This is like one that like I could actually see going both ways.
This is kind of one where whenever these teams play, it's kind of like where the record doesn't matter. Nothing matters in these games.
Yeah, I agree. I'm taking regardless of that, I'm taking the Eagles. But yeah, I agree with you. This could go either way.
Another game that could go either way. This is a game.
Oh, Bills Patriots. Hopefully this isn't as boring as the first time where Mac Jones threw 3 times.
This on paper is probably supposed to be the game of the week.
I think it will be.
No, I think on paper, you look at Bills Pats, definitely is. But I'm telling you, something about the game between the freaking Steelers and Chiefs is going to go down.
Oh my God, you're kidding me, Ethan. I was just thinking the exact same thing.
Steelers and Chiefs is just going to go down.
I was literally thinking the exact same thing.
It's just going to go down.
I agree with you. I was thinking the same thing right before you said that.
Yeah. But Bills Patriots, I'd like you to pick first. Because most likely I'm gonna split unless you give me a good reason.
I'm going with the Bills.
Go with the Bills.
Yeah, I think that they definitely. I don't know why they're the ones that got messed up by their conditions, considering it was a home game for them. But it happened, and I think when you take all the variables out, they simply have a better team than the Patriots. So if unless it's a super windy day like last time, I think the Bills will win. I think that they're just overall a more talented team. I think the matchups they'll win. I think that kind of like I think they're like, how do I say this? Like as I've said before, Mac Jones, he can't play from behind. He needs his defense to kind of like get him a lead, if you know what I mean. But like I think that the Bills offense will be able to get to that lead, which will put Mac Jones in trouble as you won't be able to come back.
I'm actually going to take Bills here too. I was expecting you to say Patriots for some reason.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I really was. Bills? Look, I like to say the Patriots are a brand new team, but to me, I know they're really good. Patriots aren't like frauds or anything. I really don't think so. But I think this is another game where it doesn't matter because the Bills in the past, or not the past, ever, actually in the past, not ever, but the Bills last year were better than the Patriots. They were. And I think that just based off of what we have seen the Bills been able to do to other teams like the Patriots, teams that rely on taking that lead and rely on kind of some sort of thing getting going defensively. I mean, teams that do that, like the Panthers.
Yeah.
I mean, like the football team.
It's funny to say this, but the Panthers could actually use like someone like Mac Jones. That's why I think that Teddy Bridgewater with like this defense would be good, even if Teddy Bridgewater isn't that good.
Oh no, I think Mac Jones is the least of the Panthers' worries right now. Don't worry.
True.
I'm actually gonna go with the Bills, because I think that to teams that work like the Patriots, the Bills go through them.
Yeah, I agree.
Just the way that the team has to work to get going in order to kind of just be comfortable and make the correct just plays in general, just make the correct calls, which usually isn't an issue, but I don't know. Their offensive calls are pretty bad sometimes.
Patriots?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I think the Bills are definitely going to come out with this one.
Yeah, and next up, it's so weird to see the Bengals like good.
Yeah, usually you look at Bengals Ravens and you're like, come on. I mean, historically, too.
I mean, I just remember that one year, like I think like 4 years ago, the Bengals beat the Ravens like in that walk-off touchdown to get the Bills to the playoffs.
Uh-huh.
I just remember that. But yeah, this is going to be probably this could be another one. There's some good games this week, but Lamar Jackson questionable still for this game. He did not practice today, so we're not sure of his status.
And you're gonna get an Ethan classic here. If you've been watching the podcast and you've really been paying attention, I do this a lot, and I hate doing this. But
don't do it, Ethan. Do not do it. Pick a team.
Okay, if Lamar Jackson's playing,
no, we're not doing this.
If Lamar's playing, I want to take the Ravens, but without Lamar, I'll take the Bengals.
Just pick someone. You can't take both teams.
You know what? I like Tyler Huntley too. I'll go with the Ravens.
Okay, I'm going with the Bengals.
All right, cool.
Chargers, Texans.
Come on, Texans. Just get your freaking Kayvon Thibodeau or Aiden Hutchinson or whoever you get. I don't know, and just deal with it. Just like I don't want to see the Texans anymore.
Chargers.
So boring. And
I mean, Brandon Cooks is pretty good.
Brandon Cooks, yeah, he is pretty good. Texans one of the few teams without a Pro Bowler, I'm sure, right? Unless they have like a special teamer.
They actually do have a special team.
They do?
I'm pretty sure they do.
That's interesting. It's probably probably nothing, but and Chargers one of the most talented rosters. They had.
Oh, no, never mind. They don't. I thought they did for some reason.
Yeah, I mean, are we? Oh, that would kill me. Oh no! Are the Giants and the Texans the only two teams without Pro? Or the Jaguars?
Yeah,
the Jets?
Lions. I don't think have one.
Sorry. Lions. Who's gonna be on the Lions?
Amon-Ra St. Brown, of course.
Who is even like? I mean, yeah. Recently, he's been the only like good player for the Lions.
True.
Yeah, no, Lions, not it. Texans Chargers. This game could be ridiculous.
Yeah, I'm taking the Chargers. I don't think there's that much to be said.
Chargers,
I think we've already talked too much about it.
Chargers at this point in the season are not. They're just gonna They're gonna go through this team.
Yeah.
Another time where a team's just gonna get like wrecking balled through is this next game. The Buccaneers.
Oh God.
Panthers are ramming through this Buccaneers team. No.
Hey, don't say that we're gonna lose. Sam Darnold is coming back this week, but he's not starting.
You're gonna run like a set?
Yes, Matt Rule likes to run quarterback sets for some reason.
Because he's a college coach.
He treats the NFL players like a college coach. I think we should fire him, but regardless, for this week, yeah.
Yeah, we're gonna take the Bucs by 20.
We're not winning. Tom Brady has just been shut out for the first time in 15 years.
Tom Brady. Ben.
Huh.
How about the fact that your guy's offensive line will not be able to block Vita Vea, Ndamukong Suh,
oh God,
Shaq Barrett, who's a Pro Bowler, Like it's just
You're giving me a panic attack just thinking about it. You know, I'm sure we will go through multiple quarterbacks because they'll get injured.
Don't say that.
No, we have one of the worst offensive lines of all time. We for some reason didn't draft one this year because we took a luxury cornerback.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm pissed when we're allowing like 5 sacks a game, and then everyone starts to blame whoever we have under center because they can't do anything with like a second. And we for some reason I think Brady Christensen is finally taking first team reps. I really like that pick when it happened, but we haven't been using them. We've been starting Cam Irving, who's a bum. He's the worst probably offensive lineman in the league that's starting.
Yeah. Also, another thing is that the Panthers pass rush has been very good.
Yeah, Yeturgos Matos last week really stepped up.
And the Buccaneers offensive line is going to completely take that factor out of the game.
I wouldn't say that.
I do. I think, however, the pressure is going to be there for the Bucs. For the Bucs too. But I don't think it's going to be nearly enough to stop anything really.
And also Leonard Fournette's out for this game. Ronald Jones is starting. I think the last time we played, Ronald Jones dropped 200 yards and had a 98 yard run.
How about that 99 touchdown run?
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. And I actually benched him in fantasy that week. Interesting fact.
You're probably like, my Panthers won't let this ball run on me.
My Panthers will not let a guy named Ronald drop 200 yards.
Proceeds to drop 99-yard rushing touchdown on you.
Yeah, I'm taking the Bucs.
Yeah, me too. 2 teams that are similar this year to me. In different ways.
The Bucs and Panthers?
No, similar, but in different ways. Bears and Seahawks.
I know. Bears, Seahawks. We're not, to clarify, we are not talking about the Bucs and the Panthers.
Yeah. I mean, Bears have kind of just a small group of defensive players that can kind of make their team a little better. And then Seahawks have just Russell Wilson to make their team better.
DK too.
DK and Tyler Lockett. They have a good passing game. They should have a good passing game, but their pass blocking is horrendous.
No, Russell Wilson has really not been there this year.
I mean, he's not been where he usually is, and that's why the Seahawks.
He hasn't been bad, but he's not been Russell Wilson.
You know, this is when you see, like, yeah, if Russell Wilson doesn't play like a top 3 quarterback in the NFL, then the Seahawks are nothing.
Yeah, and I mean, when you think about it, like this offseason, does Russ request a trade? I mean, I would not fault him for doing that. I mean,
and also
the Seahawks have done nothing to help him since the Legion of Boom got dismantled.
I mean, if Russ requests a trade, don't be surprised if you see the Seahawks having the first overall pick in a couple of years.
Oh, easily.
And not even having it.
Yeah. No, they have it for the future.
For all of the future past this year?
Yeah, they just don't have it for this year. But
I mean, they might still trade it away. Who knows?
Yeah.
Seahawks
I'm taking Seattle.
First pick. I guarantee you it's probably going to be a bust because the Seahawks can't draft.
Yeah.
They rely on their team already.
No, they can draft in the later rounds. They just can't draft in
the Seahawks have been good, to be honest. They lost their really good defense, and ever since they've just been relying on players that they already have to be good, and they're just relying on it to happening.
That's what I'm saying. I think Russ should request a trade.
No, I do too, because he's not winning a Super Bowl.
Yeah, he's not even making the playoffs.
He's not winning one in Seattle.
Yeah.
I think his best bet is to go somewhere like, I mean, the best situation would have been like if Matt Stafford never went to the Rams.
Yeah.
That'd be a great divisional rival. Colts, I don't know if they'll be able to get him. I would want him to go to a good team. I want
Denver maybe.
I don't want Russell Wilson to get wasted. I think that's ridiculous.
What about Pittsburgh?
I mean, Pittsburgh with Russell Wilson can completely change that team.
Jeez, that would be kind of scary.
But to be fair, Russell Wilson would completely change a lot of teams in the NFL.
Russell Wilson would completely change any team, yeah. Any team would be lucky to have him.
I mean, yeah, pretty much.
I'm going to take the Seahawks in this game, though.
I'm also going to take the Seahawks.
All right. Broncos Raiders. I'm going to go with the Raiders in this one.
The divisional games this week are just like getting me excited for some reason. I don't know. I'm very excited about it. And I actually think this one is going to go to the Broncos.
Really? So we're splitting on this one.
Yeah, I think so. I think that the Broncos are probably going to win this. I don't know. It's tough to tell. No, Raiders, I don't know. Raiders pass rush has been really good. Their DBs haven't been bad. And I'm really just thinking about their defense and what they're going to do, what they could do to this Broncos offense, because this Broncos offense isn't very good at all.
So we're splitting on that one.
Raiders offense isn't good either.
Here's a game that you said was going to be, well, I agreed, it was going to be like the closest game. Who do you have winning this?
The Steelers Chiefs?
Yeah.
Still the Chiefs, but I think the Steelers could pull one out, honestly.
Yeah, I agree with you. I'm going to take the Chiefs as well, but Steelers definitely will fight in this game, and it could come down to the last possession.
And this is like defensive player of the year right now, TJ Watt.
Yeah, I don't see the arguments against him.
He probably will be matched up on Pro Bowler Orlando Brown. That's fun to say now that you can the Pro Bowl is released. But he's a Pro Bowler himself.
I think he was a Pro Bowler before though.
Orlando Brown, yeah.
Yeah, the Chiefs O-line is so underrated. Yeah, the top 5 O-line.
I mean, you've got Creed Humphrey and Joe Tooney to try and stop Cam Hayward.
Trent Smith too.
Yeah, I'm just talking about the interior to stop like each player though. Like
interior.
No, I'm talking about like, but all 3 of them won't be on Cam Hayward, is what I'm saying. Yeah. It's just like he'll probably be double covered, but then who's gonna double cover TJ? It's the Steelers are a ridiculous team, and the fact that they're not good makes me mad. Yeah, I mean they're not bad this season. They could probably finish with a not losing record. They'll probably go 8-8. Yeah. But and obviously yes, they can go 8-8 because the one tie with the Lions. But I'm gonna go with the Chiefs. Yeah.
Yeah, so my next up, the Sunday night game, Washington versus Cowboys, a nice division game. These are always fun, but I'm taking Dallas, and it won't be close, regardless of who's starting a quarterback.
Yeah, I mean, watching what Washington put together against the Eagles, and then having to imagine how they're going to try and do that against the Cowboys, who are much better than the Eagles, it's good luck. Good luck to Washington.
Yeah. Final game, Dolphins versus Saints. This could actually be a really good game.
I love this game.
I love it too.
I love this game. I'm watching this game very thoroughly.
So am I. I definitely. Really... Ooh, what part of this game am I going to be watching? I mean, I was about to say Xavier Howard, but they don't have great receivers.
Honestly, I think this could be a good game to watch. The line. Jalen Phillips, maybe.
Oh yeah, the Saints have a pretty good O-line.
Ryan Ramczyk. See what Jalen Phillips can do against one of those real good tackles.
Yeah,
like that.
A veteran tackle like that. Yeah.
I mean,
you could also watch Lattimore probably matched up with Jalen Waddle. So this is gonna be a tough test for the young rookies of the Dolphins against very talented veterans on the Saints. That's basically what this game's gonna be.
Mm-hmm. Definitely. But with that, I'll throw you one and say the Dolphins win this game.
I'm going to actually match you on that.
Oh, no way. You're taking my upset?
Yeah. I think Miami, they quietly have a 6-game win streak going, and I think they're going to continue it. They need both of these teams really need these games if they want to go to the playoffs. I think Miami's going to come out on top in a very close game.
Yeah, I think the same exact thing. And it's kind of making me upset that we both chose the 49ers as an upset and the Dolphins as an upset, so it's less fun.
Yeah, well, I mean, great minds think alike.
Yeah.
But that wraps up our game picks and the podcast as a whole for the week. Hope you guys enjoyed. Go follow the Instagram at NanoBlitz Podcast. Today, well, when you're seeing this, it'll be yesterday, but we posted our players of the week. Some interesting picks, to say the least. But thank you guys for staying until the end.
Merry Christmas.
Yeah, Merry Christmas, everyone. Hope you guys enjoy some time with your family, watching some football. And, yeah, have a great, happy holidays.
Happy holidays.